Good morning, everyone. Today we will discuss valence bond theory, one of the most important topic for CBSE examination and JEE and NEET level examination, given by Pauling to explain the complex compound. He made some assumption to explain the properties of complex compound. First, we will discuss all these assumptions. Then, to explain this assumption, we will discuss examples of these assumptions. First assumption is the central metal cation or atom make available number of vacant s and p and d orbitals equal to its coordination number to form a coordination bond with orbital of the ligands. These atomic orbitals of metals are hybridized to form a new set of equivalent bonding orbital called the hybrid orbitals having same geometry and same energy. The bonding in metal complexes arise when a filled ligand orbital containing a lone pair of electrons overlap a vacant hybrid orbital on the metal cation or atom to form a coordinate covalent bond. For example, metal vacant orbital is here and a ligand with orbital having lone pair. These orbitals overlap together to form a coordinate covalent bond. The magnetic moment, that is the number of unpaired electrons and the coordination number of the metal cation or atom decide the hybridization and geometry of the complex. Each ligand has at least one orbital containing a lone pair of electrons. Pauling classified the ligand into two categories: strong electron donation ligands or strong ligand, for example Ca negative and CO and NO2 negative, etc. And second is weak ligands or highly electronegative ligands like F negative, Cl negative, etc. Strong ligands have tendency to pair up the d electrons of metal cation or atom, provide the necessary orbital for hybridization, but pairing of electron does not violate the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Weak ligands do not have tendency to pair up the d electrons. The bond formed between metal and strong ligands such as Ca negative and CO is considered to be covalent, and the bond formed with weak ligand like F negative is ionic. In octahedral complexes, the central metal cation is either D2sp3 and sp3d2 hybridized. The d orbital involved in D2sp3 hybridization belongs to inner shell, that is in n-1 d orbitals called inner orbital complexes, and sp3d2 orbitals hybridization d orbital belongs to outer most shell, that is nd orbitals called outer orbital complexes. D2sp3 hybridization are more stable than those of sp3d2 because here the D2sp3 hybridization form when the strong field ligand attach with the metal. d orbital involved in OH octahedral complexes is dx square minus y square and dz square. In tetrahedral complexes, metal cation atom is either sp3 and sd3 hybridized. D orbital involved in sd3 hybridization are dxy, dyz and dzx. In square planar or complexes, metal cation is dsp2 hybridized, where px and py involved in p orbital and dx square minus y square of the d orbital. Next point is, in case of second and third transition series, d orbitals involved in hybridization are inner orbitals, that is n-1 d orbitals. The complexes having one or more unpaired electron are paramagnetic, and the complex. To, to understand all these assumptions, we will discuss examples. In octahedral complexes, we will discuss two types of complexes: inner orbital complexes and outer orbital complexes. First example of inner orbital complexes is COCN6 3 negative. Oxidation state of the metal ion is +3. Here the coordination number is 6 and Cn is strong field ligand, so here pairing involved by the d orbitals. 6 orbital vacant, 2 electrons of the d orbital shifted one of the 3d orbital of the cobalt ion, so we get 2 d2 orbital, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital, so we get d2 sp3 hybrid orbital. These 2d orbital, 1s and 3p orbital combine to form d2 sp3 hybrid orbital, which overlap with these hybrid orbital of the metal overlap with ligand orbital to form a coordinate bond.